Now I've been in New York, Texas, Midwest, and it all reminds me of California. Cause there's no place like California, cause there's no place like California, California, ayy.
New York, Texas, Midwest, and it all reminds me of California. Cause there's no place like California, California, ayy.
I got some out in Dallas, now I'm smelling like LA. Met it from Miami to the Machiavelli. Left the kids on the belly, left the vid on my celly. She ate like spaghetti, I'm hitting gas and Dreddy. Met some killers in Memphis, like they from Oakland. Give me my flowers while I can smell them. Ain't talking about roses, literally I'm lean. Mix it like a bought it in Nashville. Then I woke up in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's sunny, California, but nothing like Compton. It's more like Calistoga, and it's hot as Arizona. I pop me a Fresno, hard colder than Minnesota in October. Don't interrupt, darling, I'm in the zone. Why does everywhere I go just remind me of home? You know that state of gold with the bed. Them other places come close, but they don't compare. Now I've been in New York, come on, Texas, yeah, Midwest, and it all reminds me of California. Cause there's no place like California, California, A-A-T-L-M-I-A-D-M-V. All reminds me of California. Cause there's no place like California, California, ayy.
California, no place like California.
Fresh off a flight to Boston, got a BZ in Maryland that I pipe too often. Headed right to Austin, most likely flossing. Tight, exhausted, high as a forklift. Handful of goons out in Colorado. Any given afternoon, you can catch a hollow. Honestly, it's the same out in Richmond, Virginia or California. Either state you can get it. I done seen everywhere from Russia to Delaware. Trust me, I'm well aware. Barcelona to Bel Air, Petty to the Detroit. Don't tell him he saw how heavily he balls. Every melody to remind me of home. Now I've been in New York, come on, Texas, yeah, Midwest, and it all reminds me of California. Cause there's no place like California, California, A-A-T-L-M-I-A-D-M-V. All reminds me of California. Cause there's no place like California, California, ayy.
California, no place like California.
C-A all day. C-A D-M-V-M-I-A. All reminds me of C-A.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. We have a couple of teams who come off losses just 1 week ago and now want to flip things back in a positive direction. It's the Jaguars going up against the Colts. Set for the call of this Week 15 matchup, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Larry. We welcome you to the heart of the Hoosier State in the Circle City of Indianapolis, Indiana, at Lucas Oil Stadium. Tonight, Week 15 begins with a great Thursday night matchup between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Indianapolis Colts. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, we take a look at the Colts entering play. They come in mired in a brutal stretch right now, losers of 8 straight games.
Can you imagine going 2 straight months without winning a game and still trying to hold it together?
Still scoreless here in the first, but a third down situation forthcoming. Let's get into the action. And on 3rd and 8, defensively, they're going to beef up the secondary. 6 defensive backs. They'll look to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. So he got his hands a little too far outside. The ref caught him, threw the flag. They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Still nothing here in quarter one, but an still scoreless. Our scoreless game, well, may not stay. Up here, this defense looking for a 3rd down stop in the 2nd quarter. And on 3rd down, the Colts have added an extra defensive back.
Flooding the passing lanes.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. The situation upcoming. 2nd quarter, 3rd down, and this defense just trying to force the field goal attempt. So a 3rd and 10, and defensively a dime look. 6 DBs. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll be. So on 4th down, Rex Ryan will send in the field goal unit. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. And Catanzaro's kick is right through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Gun. They'll look to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he will take this down to the 10-yard line. First down, he'll drop to throw. And that'll be incomplete. And you really can't pin that one on the quarterback, Charles. The O-line, they've got to protect that.
And they know it. That's their meal ticket. They want to take care of the big guy behind them. In this case, they let him down.
So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down. To throw again. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Morstead, the punter. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Now a handoff as they run left side. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
Come on, let's go! Ryan 38! Ryan 38!
They'll throw now on the final play. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the back. And now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the... Third down situation coming up in the third quarter, and this defense hoping to turn that third down into fourth. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on third down. Throwing on third down, Luck. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And this score will stay right where it is. So another long try for 3 and another kick that comes up lacking.
Yeah, this isn't going to do any wonders for his field goal percentage, but you have to figure as a head coach that when you send a guy out there to try and kick from that distance, it's a 50-50 proposition at best.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 11 on the gain there, and it's good enough for a Jacksonville first.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw 2 tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and they ran the ball successfully behind that power set. Well, partner, I have to say they caught him in the right defense there. Nickel set. 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there.
Well, he didn't make headway on that one, but he's had plenty of carries all night long. I just wonder if maybe he's a little bit tired from toting the rock that much.
They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And that'll be incomplete.
Holding offense.
So a little, this time it goes against the offense for holding.
Come on, let's go!
They'll set up to throw. This one complete left side to Green Beckham. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll make it 3rd and 13.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
3rd down, the Colts beefing up the secondary. 6 defensive backs in the game. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. They were in the dime. They had 6 defenders. It's a third down situation in the fourth quarter. Time to see if this defense is up to the task. An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's going to rifle one deep. Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Odell Beckham hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Jaguars make some inroads here on that deficit. And it was a tight window. He knew he had to rocket that thing in there. He got it done.
And when you're able to complete one like that, your confidence has to just go sky high. You just mentioned it. Tight window.
Interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. Looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Again, he'll drop to throw. He finds Beckham complete. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target.
Let's go.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Steps away to his left. It'll go as a gain of 12. And the Jaguars are going to have a 1st and goal. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. They'll look to throw here on first down. His pass caught at the 4. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They'll look to throw. And a quick throw here that's complete. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Their big tight end. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars are back within a score. So here we go now as the Jaguars will go for 2.
Here we go.
They'll try and throw for it. It's complete, and he will get into the end zone as a 2-point conversion is successful, and the lead is down to a field goal here in the 4th. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at the 3. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And the Colts getting ready to go. They've got the lead by 3, late stages of the game. What's the message here? Just hang on to the football? Is it that simple?
That's exactly right, because ball security is paramount. And you got a small cushion. A field goal can tie you, but you don't even think that way. Just take care of the ball, close out the game.
Will they close it out? We're about to find out. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a 2 tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the 2 tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see 2 tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think.
And now the Jags going to signal for another timeout. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. And they take a knee. But, Charles, we saw...
Says it's gonna rain. Don't worry, girl, it won't change a thing. Yeah, we still got plans tonight. We're gonna kick it, that's a given, baby, rain, shine. Leave your Sunday best at home. Be the last time you wear what you got on. Bikini top and cut off jeans. Baby girl, you know you looking mean. She said, how we gonna make it through the mud hole? Won't you think you got swampers on my truck phone? It's about to get down in the dirty south. I'm about to show you what it's all about. But don't worry, it's a rowdy crowd. We ain't scared, we're still throwing down. We're gonna tap, light that fire. We're gonna crank that country. Pass that, let's get Thursday. Let it rain, let it rain, let it rain. Well, it's about to get done. Watching that red clay turn to mud. Sling it up, slap past the doors like a new paint job on a 4x4. Girl, you gonna have a good old time. Can't let a little bit of rain change your mind. Let your hair down, kick off in boots. Once in your life, let yourself cut loose. Go and get money from head to toe, clean it all. Living in a swimming hole. Listen, about to get dirty in the dirty south. I'm about to show you what it's all about. Don't worry, it's a rowdy crowd. We ain't scared, we're still throwing down. We're gonna tap, light that fire. We're gonna crank that country. Pass that, let's get Thursday. Let it rain, let it rain, let it rain. It's about to get dirty. Yeah. Listen, about to get dirty. Girl, your whole life's about to change. Baptized in muddy water, let me hear you say. Let it rain, let it rain, let it rain, let it rain. Listen, about to get dirty in the dirty south. About to show you what it's all about. Don't worry, it's a rowdy crowd. We ain't scared, we're still throwing down. We gonna tap, light that fire. We gonna crank that country. Pass that, let's get Thursday. Let it rain, let it rain, let it rain. Everybody get Thursday. Let it rain, let it rain, let it rain. Listen, about to get dirty. Yeah. Listen, about to get
set the roof on fire. We 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 set the roof. We set the roof. We set the roof on fire. We set the roof. We set the roof. We set the roof on fire.
If I'm not mistaken, home team made it. 2 threes on my feet, then I pump fake. Baby girl grabbed the quick, what if kiss it? Sweat leave, Mr. Couldn't took it quick. Hottest on the planet, got the place lit up. Fly, got expensive taste, sight into. We ain't on the same team, cheer up. That make sit up. I ain't come to blend in, boy, I stand out. Money talks, you just popping off at the mouth. If I'm the topic, then the conversation heated. Ray Shrimp getting booked up in every city. Splash out with cash, had the spaz on the waiter. She messed up. I'm good on gas, I just filled up my tank. Now let's fill up her head and let's see if she goes.
We set the roof on fire. We set the roof on fire. We set the roof on fire. We set the roof on. Set the roof on fire. We set the roof on fire. We set the roof on fire. We set the roof. We set the roof. We set the roof on fire. We set the roof. We set the roof. We set the roof on fire.
So bad, swimming in my bed. Off with it, off with it. Young Slim, get it in my infrared. Come and hit the rain, I just lit the gas. Young wild winning, living fast. Stashing money in a brown paper bag. We set the roof on fire, then we flood it out. We just threw the money up, we ain't even count. Shake it, shake it, shake it. It in my speeder, girl, I'm nothing, messing up my speech. I'm $1 million player, baby, nothing's out my reach. I'm $1 million, like I hit the lottery. Splash her with cash, had the spaz on the waitress. She messed up my order 3 times in a row. I'm good on gas, I just filled up my tank. Now let's fill up her head and let's see if she goes.
We set the roof on fire. 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 We set the roof on fire.
All up in my face, you're not from the clique. Give me space, we might ride. Most say that, baby, they don't love the clique. I thought they love you when you make it. This some mother. Yeah, this some mother. Friends and business don't mix, so I'm brotherless. Tryna get back close, hit them with the stiff. Gears I shift, make sure they feel the drift. Just caught the Benz, oh, with the tick. You should know, cause in every song I said, yeah, in every song I said, I'm just proud of my accomplishments. I'm a 400, I don't care at all. Have a head on. Heard you talking about I'm real, I'm fraud. Your kids and broad ain't straight, you shouldn't care at all.
Please tell me why you always leave.
Why you what?
Please tell me why you always leave. Please tell me why you always leave.
Why you what?
Please tell me why you always leave. Please tell me why you always leave.
Why you what?
Please tell me why you always leave. Please tell me why you always leave.
Why you what?
Please tell me why you always leave.
Yeah, 104 times how it go down. Slaps on deck for the whole town. On mamas, man, I did it with my own sound. And I got my own city that I hold down. Just admit it already. You got plans to do it, boy, we did it already. Got a couple DMs, I done slid in already. Gotta ask YG if he hit it already. Yeah, I'm a star like Moesha's. Running up the numbers like Aisha's. Yeah, I be sliding, I be creeping. Girls these days, they just don't know how to keep it. But I got it all handled. They try to box me and I got my own angles, yeah. I'ma spend the summer getting to the cake and I'ma wishing wood on every candle. I'm like,
please tell me why you always leave.
Why you what?
Please tell me why you always leave. Please tell me why you always leave.
Why you what?
Please tell me why you always leave.
everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. In today's game, passing may come at a cost. The Jaguars are top 10 in forcing interceptions. We'll be testing that coverage. So, with the call of this Week 16 matchup, let's hand it over to our commentators, Brandon Gotton and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, thanks. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State and Everbank Field here in Jacksonville. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, Week 16, and we've got a good one in store between the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gauden. Charles, you look at this Jaguar team. Now, they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think...
Still 0-0 here in quarter one, but an early test to check in on as we've got a third down situation looming. And looking at Houston defensively, they've got a dime set. 6 DBs on third. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It's a gain of 6 on the play. Decision does not pay off, and this Texans defense stands tall. The They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. The offensive line and its ability to open holes in this defensive front, something they were confident they could create in this game. Got the job done there, picked up the first.
And something they wanted to do. Have we ever met offensive linemen that don't want to fire out and hit people? I mean, guys want to do that. And when you emphasize it, practice it, and work on it, that gives you an opportunity. Year long, you know they trust him with the football.
Here we go. Band 38.
And they'll go on the ground. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
I always appreciate runners who understand such no reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Their big tight end, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jags have taken the early lead.
That's almost just not right. You cover everybody. But those tight ends, they can be awfully reliable.
Very reliable. Defense just has to hate those.
This drives them crazy because oftentimes you can't match up with them. They have you either with size.
Coming up here, this defense looking for a 3rd down stop in the 2nd quarter. And defensively, it's a nickel formation here on 3rd down and 9. Back to throw here. Surveying the field. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. And have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Second quarter, this defense looking for a big 3rd down stop here. They're already down on the scoreboard, just trying to get the ball back to their offense. A nickel back added defensively as they look to stop this 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Over the middle to Beckham. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Let's go. 190.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
Not an ideal spot to be on 1st down, but I love that the play caller did not immediately abandon the running game and say, okay, we've got to throw it in order to pick it up. Stayed with the run, was rewarded with a big-time pickup. Now they're in 2nd and manageable.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. They give them 2 yards there as they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up 1st downs.
first down and goal. The offense knocking on the door. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be second and goal. Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here this close. Sneak it?
I don't think you even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind those guys into the end zone.
Second down, the ball on the 2 here, second and goal. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So as they take it over, we step aside. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. This is an easy one, 23-yarder. And Catanzero's kick is right through. So we hit the halftime break here in Jacksonville with the Jags on top. As we send you a couple hours south to Orlando, let's check in with Larry Ridley for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Thanks, Brandon. I'm Larry Ridley, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. The Jaguars right now are doing a good job protecting their house. The Texans know it's always hard to come in and get a win on the road, but they're not out of this one yet. So let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. First and 10, pass coverage will break down here. And this 5-play drive goes for a touchdown. Jaguars up by a touchdown. We go to the second quarter. Brown's going to push his way to the QB here. This will go for a loss of 8. Jaguars take it at the 24. The catch over the middle by Beckham Jr., and he'll be tackled at the 16-yard line. So that'll do it from here in Orlando for the second half kickoff. Let's get back upstate to Jacksonville and Brandon Dye.
This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Jaguars now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spend the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Let's go! 190!
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. J.J. Watt in there to get him, and that is sack number 15 for him on the year. They come out here in the eye. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They'll drop to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve.
Everyone's got four down. Let's go. 190.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
In my book, that's running the ball well but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Now a handoff here to his running back. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Jadeveon Clowney there on the stop. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
And he will have the first down here as he's up to the 15. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set.
Let's go! Grand 38! Ohio! Ohio! Flex round! Flex round! Flex round!
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Play clock winding down. They go play action here on first down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that at just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
Here we go! White, 9! White, 9! Got four down, Ohio! Flex round! Flex round! Let's go! White, 9!
On play action, they'll throw. And that is incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. Defense has set themselves up nicely. 3rd and 10 now. They'll send Beckham alone to the left side. They'll look to throw here. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Their dangerous wide receiver. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
And now out come the Jags. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to bring up a third down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his second of the game. Instead, 4th down. Well, he just threw an interception last drive. Nearly another pick.
And things aren't very even right now, are they? It's a little bit sloppy out there, isn't it? It's kind of different driving on those paved roads and those country roads that have those potholes in them, isn't it? Because that's the way this game's going right now. A lot of bounce to it.
You spent some time on some Tennessee country roads.
I certainly have. Plenty of family back there. God love them.
And now out comes Houston. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
That one goes for 24 yards.
One of the good things offenses did years ago was they lettered their gaps the same on each side. A gap between guard and center on either side. That's what you want to control when you're trying to run the ball.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 4 on the carry there, but that only takes them back to where they started. 3rd and 10.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
Encroachment defense. Still 3rd down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. So here we go. On now is the kicker, Chris Boswell. This for the lead in the final stages. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Well, now then, it's a big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th. But, Charles, there is still time left for a final drive.
Brandon, you know they would have liked to take the clock down just a little bit further, at least under a minute or so. But this was not over yet, especially since they just need a field goal.
And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect.
Come on, let's go.
Back to throw. And unable to connect on the long pass. It falls down incomplete.
I'm laughing to myself because I could just hear in film session. But, Coach, I was throwing to Odell Beckham Jr. Of course I thought he was open.
They'd love to go deep downfield to him, though. Such a threat.
Yeah, a rare incompletion because most of the time we expect him to actually come up with the catch.
They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. He's back to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, that plays a statistic that's going to go on the defensive team stat sheet. Won't necessarily reflect in ours, right, the overall game sheet. But you and I know that they keep count on pressures, hits on quarterbacks, all those things, hoping to increase that throughout the game. And here we are in the 4th quarter, and they got a big one.
Yeah, it's such a close game, a very big one. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
Defense.
And a great spot to start this drive from here. They'll run the option left. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd. Well, there they went blitz defensively, Charles, and things were paved well coming from the linebacker position.
I love the way that you described it, paved well. Oftentimes, the guy who gets home on the blitz, he's going to get on.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Jags grab it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it, play?
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary, but you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
We'll see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. They'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. Ten yards still left on 2nd down. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Back to throw. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. He was looking for Darryl Green Beckham, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
When everything is in sync on defense, that means everyone's communicating really well, and sometimes it's nonverbal. They just know that when a receiver's in one spot, this person may have him, and he's in another spot, the next defender may have him. And they've squeezed the passing lanes down to where it's so difficult to find an open area to deliver the football. They've made it tough on him all game long.
He'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he will be out of bounds here with zeros on the clock as this ball game is over. Well, we were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here, coming down really to that last play. Great job to
hard to admit that I used to draw. Portraiture in a human form, doodle of a two-headed unicorn. It was soothing, moving his arm in a fusion of man-made tools and a muse from beyond. Even if it went beautifully wrong, it was tangible truth for a youth who refused to belong. No name nuisance, stews in a bedroom, booze in a brand new cuneiform. Barely commune with the horde, got a whole grayscale ungluing his world. Might zone out to the yap of the magpie, unseen hand dragging his graphite. Cross contour, little bit of backlight, black ink after a Bristol to baptize. You can imagine a rush that ensue when you get 3 dimensions stuffed in a 2. Then it's off to a school where it's all you do, being trained and observed by a capable few. Back in New York by peeps and a dog in a 2-bedroom, doing menial jobs. Plus rhyming and stealing and being a clod, distractions, freedom, a rod. I left some years of giving a light, I left some will to spirit away. I let my fears materialize, I let my skills deteriorate. Haunted by the thought of what I should have been, continuing a mission that was rooted in a 20-year affinity and rickety condition with an ID crisis. Snap on the front lawn, look up in the sky, it's shapes falling out of the fringe. All heart though we would have made cowardly kings. They will chop you down just to count your rings, just to count your rings, just to count your rings. And now we're colors pouring out of the fringe. All heart though we would have made cowardly kings. They will chop you down just to count your rings, just to count your rings, just to count your rings. Used to paint, hard to admit that I used to paint. Natural light on a human face, stenciled fire in his roommate's face. It was blooming addiction, a miss and a push and a pigment. Book like a tattooed pigskin look. Pinhead kids in a minute. Drank Kool-Aid from a tube of acrylic, and I grew up in a linseed oil ever linen. Joy to the poison, voice to the resin. Capture a map of the gesture. Back up, add a little accurate fat to the figure. Redo that, move that inward. Zinc white lightning shoots from his fingers. Studio strewn with illusion and tinctures. Stay tuned for the spooky adventures. You can imagine the stars that align when a forearm starts foreshortening right, or a torso hung on a warping spine in proportion. Reads as warm and alive. Routine day with a dirt cheap brush. Then a week goes by and it goes untouched. Then 2, then 3, then a month, and the rest of your life to beat yourself up. I left some seasons eager to fall. I left some work to bury your life. I let my means of being dissolved. I let my person curl up and die. Eating up his innards and unfeasible anxiety is brutally committed to relinquishing his privacy, aligning with the trials of the anti-Midas. Snap on the back lawn, look up in the sky, it's shapes falling out of the fringe. All heart though we would have made cowardly kings. They will chop you down just to count your rings, just to count your rings, just to count your rings. And now we're colors pouring out of the fringe. All heart though we would have made cowardly kings. They will chop you down just to count your rings, just to count your rings, just to count your rings.
I wanna sit on private planes. I wanna scream my name on top of the Eiffel Tower, on the Eiffel Tower. I wanna hit that blackjack. I wanna take that money and run right here, right now, right here, right now. But I won't take that train. I won't catch that flight if you're not on
combine stats such as the 40-yard dash are now available in scouting. Check it out.
high off the ground. Don't run, just stay a while.
3 chains. Ow. Caught up in my, put your head on backwards, then skate off after, engage in laughter about what just happened. Napkins get sent to mammies, is that too graphic? Catch you in traffic, you sitting daffy like stealing candy. My ceiling's absent, my wheels are massive, my friends assassins. All of us, our mothers queens and our women dancers. My rivers rapping, my finish splashing, my gills are flapping. I bit some matches, then sip some and kiss the dragon.
I'm really rapping, no fingers snapping, them packing. Y'all slipping, my swag is dripping, so here's a napkin. What's really happening? Verbal attacking, I'm showing passion. Know what I mean? See, I'm the king, like I'm from Akron. I'm going overboard, somebody call the captain. And when it come to getting checks, I always want the fat ones. I'm so I can sing to a chandelier. My flow a glass of spade and yours a can of
Too many buttons, not enough. These bugging, the SWAT is coming. Shoulder, no shoulder shrugging at your nugget. Sticky like acupuncture in Magnus Honey. Knock on the side door 3 times and have your money. Or get to stepping like Kappa stomping. I slap. I'm having lunch with Italian Sonny. Don't ask the subject. Lord, why you took rabbit from me? He said don't ask me nothing. Too many bodies, too many bundles. Not enough. These bugging, I heard they stung you. It's gonna be trouble. We come through and catch you while you cuddle. Barrels like tunnels. Don't even mumble.
I'm back to ballin', I'm in the back full of only. Pull on the scene enough. Queen playing Pastor Troy. Breaded turkey, spaghetti, and castor oil. That's turn your guillotine to a fashion show. In 4 minutes, I turn this into forensics in a foreign car with a foreign. It's long-winded, paper long, and you taking long. You just don't get it. On the phone up on Say Tony, want a song with me. Hotter than Mississippi, the summer of the 1950s. In a van full of some white. Get pulled over for swerving like hi, officer. When he asked me why I was swerving, I'm officer.
I can make it bounce by myself. 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 I can make it bounce by myself.
Got a mansion, a condo, a cabin. I sleep in my phantom. Dancing with the stars to the Star-Spangled Banner. I change your channel, I change your pattern. I ring your Saturn. I your madam, she get and I shake the ladder. I make her and gather and calculate the data. I listen up for the snakes or the baby rattle. I play the shadows, don't play no games. I straight get at them. I'm on a all day, like it's my favorite album.
I play the salmon, the Cayman Islands dancer. If I don't get the car first, I have a temper tantrum. I'm innovative, I demonstrated this. Played it. I don't care if you owe me it. You need to pay me. I kiss your lady, then kiss the baby. Get situated, get keys off table and leave her. I really made it, get it made. Won't wrestle, cause I spatula all you action figures.
Tiny like a spider on a spud web. I got some on my thumbnail. I feed it to my girls. They say, yeah.
I'm doing this for the L. When I go, I'ma leave for the belt. I told you did like a chef. I want a Ferrari in yellow, just so I can match all my yellow. I've been a player since elementary. I got more bars than a penitentiary. I got a that hangs several inches.
I can make it bounce by myself. 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 I can make it bounce by myself.
Oh my Lord, the light is going down and the week is here. Save my soul. I can feel it coming, troubles in the air. Oh my Lord, the light is going down and the week is here. Save my soul. Who's all with me? Who's all with me?
I got a lot on my mind, I got a lot on my plate. I got a couple of trouble, I got some money
living alone, yeah. Now, I got paper and I ain't gon' chase you, baby. I'm gon' take you down. Now, come on, shake it, baby. Turn that around. I'm like,
oh my Lord, the light is going down and the week is here. Save my soul. I can feel it coming, troubles in the air. Oh my Lord, the light is going down and the week is here. Save my soul. Who's on with me now? Who's on with me now? Feel it coming, troubles in the air. Oh my Lord, the light is going down and the week is here. Save my soul. Who's on with me now? Who's on with me now?
take it up another notch and make it drop it and never take it down. Take it down. 30-something thousand watching, show me something, baby. Who's on with me now?
You're a crack at dawn, Monday morning coffee, strong, pouring everything you got into a paycheck Friday night. You're a power stroke, diesel backhoe riding king, 18-wheeler driving, living life in between the lines of clocking in and quitting time. Then the six-string circus comes to town. We hang them speakers over the crowd. When the lights come on, everybody screaming, lighters in the sky, yeah, everybody singing every word to every song of the girl they're taking tonight. When the lights come on, everybody's feeling a hallelujah from the floor to the ceiling. Yeah, the drink that we're having, the smoke that we're having, the party we throw, it's going all night long. When the lights come on, when the lights come on. You're a little shy thing with a wild side on a night like this. You just can't hide, cause it's time to live it up. So come on and raise your cup. If we're talking about memories, yeah, we're gonna make them. Talking about rules, you know we're gonna break them. When the lights come on, everybody screaming, lighters in the sky, yeah, everybody singing every word to every song of the girl they're taking tonight. When the lights come on, everybody's feeling a hallelujah from the floor to the ceiling. Yeah, the drink that we're the smoke that we're the party we throw, it's going all night long. When the lights come on, when the lights come on. Yeah, we all the same cause we thinking the same thing. We on the same page cause we sipping the same drink. Now here's a little something to thank y'all for showing up. Al Dean and the boys are about to blow it up. When the lights come on change a thing. Yeah, we still got plans tonight. We're gonna kick it, that's a given, baby, rain and shine. Leave you Sunday.
The Ravens are now on the clock.
Time you wear what you got on. Bikini top and cut off jeans. Baby girl, you know you looking mean. She said, how we gonna make it through the mud hole? Won't you think you got swampers on my truck phone? Ooh, it's about to get dirty.
Now that the Ravens have made their pick, let's go to Adam Schefter to hear more about him.
Every year, there are a number of players who shine in the All-Star game, getting attention around the league. And this year, he was one of those stars. He blew up in the college All-Star game, finishing with multiple sacks and a forced fumble. The one word Matt Miller gave me to describe his play was relentless. He was on top and on the attack all game long, and he never seemed to tire from it. They tried rotating fresh offensive linemen in to stop him, but each one failed to slow him down. Now that he's on a team, he'll just have to wait and see if he can carry over that same aggressive play from college to Sunday.
All right, let's go to Adam Schefter, who's got more on this pick.
He's the type of offensive lineman that doesn't get mentioned often by the commentators, but when they do, it's complimentary. He's a smart, big guy who knows how to play mistake-free at the line. In fact, he won a stretch of games this season in which he didn't allow a single sack. That's an impressive feat for any college offensive lineman, and it's no wonder to see a team take him. He's going to have to adjust to the larger size and strength of NFL defensive linemen, but I think his intangibles are stronger than any lineman in this class.
We ain't scared, we're still throwing down. We gonna tap, like that fire. We gonna
The Jets are now on the clock.
let it rain, let it rain, let it rain. It's about to get dirty. Yeah. Listen, about to get dirty.
The Broncos are now on the clock.
Check it back, you say. Let it rain, let it rain, let it rain, let it rain. Listen, about to get dirty in the dirty South. About to show you what it's all about. You don't worry, it's around.
The Rams are now on the clock.
We're still throwing down. We gonna tap, like that fire. We gonna crank it, 'cause that's that. Let's get Thursday.
The Panthers are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock.
Nasty.
The Chiefs are now on the clock. The Colts are now on the clock. Pick's been made. Let's go to Adam Schefter to hear more about the player.
He was a force to be reckoned with whenever his team was in the red zone. Defenses knew he was coming and still couldn't stop him. As Matt Miller put it, he's a hard-nosed, north-to-south style runner who knows when to lower his shoulder and power through the line for the score. Finishing the year with over 30 touchdowns was an impressive feat, and enough to set a new school record for rushing scores in a season. He's the type of running back that has a nose for the end zone and the chance to reach it every time he touches the ball, whether it's from the 1-yard line or further back out. He should be a great addition to this team's offense.
The Lions are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Lions are now on the clock.
Said tonight we ain't going out, so we invited everybody. The made, they're way too strong, but ain't no.
Let's go to Adam now, who has more on
The speaker's so blown, no one knows what it is, but we keep it on repeat 'cause we don't want it to end. We got the rest of our lives for the rest of our lives, and the rest of tonight for whatever feels right. We're doing it our way, just acting our age. One day we'll look back just shaking our heads, but right now we're too fast to slow down just yet. We're doing it our way, just acting our age. Just acting our age. There's people here that I just met, but we're acting like we go back. It's 3 a.m., but we ain't done yet, trying our best to make it last. Freedom running through us like an open. We're too high on being young and there's still to race. We've got the rest of our lives for the rest of our lives, and the rest of tonight for whatever feels right. We're doing it our way, just acting our age. One day we'll look back just shaking our heads, but right now we're too fast to slow down just yet. We're doing it our way, just acting our
'cause there ain't no love at all to be found. Feeling like a freight train, trying to break chains. Everybody needs somebody, no doubt. Sugar, just step into your sneakers and step behind the speakers. Your heart will keep me beating and make me a believer. Don't you want me? Don't you want me? I need some mercy on my soul right now. Give me what you got, oh, oh, oh. Give me what you got, oh, oh, oh. I said, roll up, yeah, come get your love. I don't care when we're dancing tonight, just as long as you're there in the brink of the light. I said, roll up, yeah, come get your love. I don't care if I'm losing my way. I've been waiting for you as the night fades away. So roll up, roll up, roll up, roll up. Can I get an amen when the night ends? There's no winner when you're walking alone. Sliding down the last street as the day creeps. What you doing with nobody at home? Sugar, just step into your sneakers and step behind the speakers. Your heart will keep me beating and make me a believer. Don't you want me? Don't you want me? I need some mercy on my soul. Come on. Give me what you got. Oh, oh, oh. Give me what you got. Oh, oh, oh. I said, roll up, yeah, come get your love. I don't care when we're dancing tonight, just as long as
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. This week's matchup features two teams who both walked away with a notch in the loss column last week. It's the Jaguars going up against the Buccaneers. With that, we'll send it over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. They've got the call in this Week 5 matchup.
Thank you very much, Larry. We are here on a beautiful afternoon for football. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, you take a look at this Buccaneer ball club. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little. It's a scoreless game right now in the first quarter, but that might be about to change. This offense has it in the red zone.
Here we go. Brand 38.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. Has marched the ball down the field nicely. In good position, can they finish the drive off? 1st and 10 in the red zone. And a give this time to the tailback. And a nice pickup there as he'll take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars are within an extra point of tying this one up. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run, and...
Defense looking for a 3rd down stop in the second quarter.
Here we go.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Now after the completion, we're going to... Coming up here, this defense looking for a third down stop in the second quarter. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Out of the gun now on third down. He finds Beckham complete. And he gets it to the 34. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it. And never mind, Larry. These 2 teams apparently anxious to get back at it. And that will knot us up at 10. This is fielded at the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
Nine yards to go. It's third down. They'll come out in the pistol. On third down, he'll drop to throw. Caught left side. It's Beckham. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And he'll get this away into the humid Florida sky. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football.
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
So there you go, holding by the offense, and that'll push him back.
Changes everything now as you try and figure out what your playbook has for you. Longer yardage situations, tougher to execute and pick up first downs.
Jameis to throw it. Evans has it left side. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 15. That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic, and people want to put a little contact on it. Really well done.
That's what they needed. It's an 8-yard gain, and now 3rd and 4 suddenly doesn't look so bad.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down. Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
To throw, Winston. Incomplete, over the middle, Safarian Jenkins. Touchdown, Tampa Bay! Austin Safarian Jenkins, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bucs are going to take the lead. And nowadays in NFL football, you have to account for all the receivers, sure, but the tight end's such a weapon, and they prove it right there.
Oh, without a doubt. And we're seeing now the golden age of tight ends catching the football. I go back to Kellen Winslow. To me, he was a prototype of what we're seeing today. We're seeing it each and every week now.
And his kick is right through. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play. When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Let's go! What? 90!
Back to throw here. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Here we go!
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at the 39. This defense in need of a big stop in a tight game in the 4th quarter. Let's see if they can get that stop they need. Yeah, they've got an extra defensive back out there now on 3rd and 13. 3rd and long for Winston. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Dante Fowler able to run him down for a 15-yard loss, and it'll be 4th. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They'll send Beckham alone to the left side. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Over the middle to Beckham. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 18 on that one. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And this one's incomplete. He was looking for Odell Beckham that time. And that'll bring up second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
And leading here late, so a chance for the defense to really close out this game if they can halt the offense.
Here we go.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks. So this offense really needs to make something happen here late in the fourth with the football. They'll look to throw now on first down. His throw incomplete.
There's so much precision in an offense, especially when you're throwing the ball. And in an out route, plenty of it. How about the quarterback hitting his back foot, ball's out of his hands, receiver making his break, making his cut. He's got to time up perfectly. Not always easy to do.
Just let him a little too much.
Yeah, I remember back in the good old days, I was talking to a quarterback, and he said everything they did was on the count system. So when he took a snap, he counted in his head for certain routes, different time frames for each one, and he knew if the ball wasn't out of his hand at that point, he'd better eat it because the play was dead.
Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Back to throw now on first down. Throwing right, and that's complete. And down inside the 15 he goes. And the offense moving quickly to the line. He's back to throw. This will be caught at the 2. And eventually stopped just shy of the goal line right around the 2.
Everything about that play was beautiful. A great corner route where the receiver worked the defensive back inside and then broke back to the outside to the corner. But how about the throw by the quarterback? Anticipation on the break from inside to outside. He threw the football. As the receiver turned around, the ball greeted him.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Well, if you're going to throw the ball on first and goal from the 2, the worst thing that should result is an incompletion for you offensively. But Brandon, this is a different type of football. Back in my day, first and goal from the 2, a lot of big people with big neck rolls, they were on the field trying to ram it into the end zone.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass, excellent job. Way to knock it down.
Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. An extra DB defensively here. Big stop needed on 3rd and goal.
He may be a blitzer.
Back to throw. That's caught at the 3. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Their big tight end in the final minute. And the Jaguars are within an extra point of tying this one up.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
And now a critical extra point attempt here. And now the kick is blocked. But he doesn't get far. They're able to stop him. And after all that, the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
I know I shouldn't say I can't believe it. You're supposed to stop me from doing that, partner. but I can't believe it. They kick that one, and they tie the game.
They tie the game. Now, this late fourth quarter, that has to be as tough of a pill to swallow as there ever has been.
Now they have to regroup because they still have a chance here. Down one, what are they going to have to do? Onside kick and try and get the ball back for one last opportunity.
Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time.
And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown puts them up 7. But now's when the fun begins, partner, because if you're going to kick the extra point, it's still a one-possession game. Go for 2, you might put it out of reach.
Yeah, a little decision to be made. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. One-possession game, time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat and mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring, and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in one shot.
One shot, trying to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
Let's go! Ryan 38! Ryan 38!
Back to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and get some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
And let's see, the Bucs with 6 DBs, so a dime set here on third down. He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Let's go! One, none! One, none!
One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
The light is going down and the week is here. Save my soul. I can feel it coming, troubles in the air. Oh my Lord. Down and the week is here. Save my soul. Who's all with me? Who's all with me?
Bring a friend along, yeah. Now, I got paper and I ain't gon' chase you, baby. I'm gon' take you down. Now, come on, shake it, baby. Turn that around. I'm like,
oh my Lord, the light is going down and the week is here. Save my soul. I can feel it it coming, troubles in the air.
Over